Hello, and welcome back to another development video. Today we're taking a look at neutral NPCs. If I warp over to the debug shop that I created a long time ago, we have the same girl that we've always had, and I can talk to her like before, and I've also done, hopefully, the last revision to the shop menu. This shows the item description and the item type of the item that you selected. When I first introduced her, I talked about how you can just attack her with no downside. Now, it is a little bit different. If I spawn in the barbarian, he will just wander around, indicating that there are no enemies in the room right now. But if I attack her, she'll switch to an enemy state and attack me. Since the barbarian is aggressive, he'll attack her back. And just like the hosts, if her HP drops below a certain threshold, she'll retreat. If I hold the search key, you can see that the items are highlighted in red, showing that they are someone else's property. If I get closer to the apples and hold the search key, little eyes will appear, signifying I am visible next to the apple, and if I were to steal it, I would be caught. If I open up the debugger, I can see the actual line of sight that the NPC uses. However, when playing the game, you need to rely on checking these eyes to see if you're visible, making stealing a little bit more difficult and a little less precise, adding a fun amount of risk to it. The last general feature with the neutral NPCs is that every NPC keeps track of who attacked them or stole from them. So if I move far enough away to disengage from combat, then reapproach with another host, she's like, hey, this is fine, you're not the guy who attacked me, and I can talk to her and everything. But if I bring back the construction worker that punched her, oh, she's upset. So what does this mechanic look like outside of my debug isolation that I set up? So far, I've added one neutral NPC to the game. If I warp into the city, there's a few neutral NPCs that are all construction workers. Their image set is randomly picked from 5 templates. I can also view them by going into the compendium. I have the construction workers listed under general, meaning that if they die, they will simply reset next time you come into the game. Most of their stats are randomly picked as well, which is why they're dashes rather than a specific number. I have also added the self-checkout machine to the list of special NPCs. And on the top right, when I hover over it, there's a little $sign indicating that they are special because they are a merchant. I can, of course, go and talk to any of these construction workers. I coded them to have different dialogue based on their location. These ones that are wandering over here will say something random like, oh, I'm going for a walk, I just got off shift, I don't know, some kind of random dialogue. Guys close to work will say that they're working, and people by the bar will say that they're having a drink. I'm hoping to add at some point unique dialogue based on which host you are. So if I'm the construction worker, there might be unique actions that will occur when talking to other construction workers. I can also actually buy beer by the bar, and if I drink beer, it changes my speed -5 or +5 or somewhere in between, causing your speed to kind of go wild as if you were drunk. If I go and attack a group of people, they'll all chase me. Anyone who's nearby that sees that I'm attacking people will come to help the neutral NPC and attack me. I'll eventually add in police or guards or other kind of protectors depending on what world you're in. But right now, when you have a fight, it just kind of results in chaos, which is kind of fun. Over by this bar, we have these beers that if I'm wanting to steal, I'd have a few different options. I could just steal the beer and face the consequences of combat, but that may prove fatal. Let's try a different strategy. I can knock over these stop signs to make a loud noise to lure NPCs away. Loud noises like gunshots or explosions also lure away NPCs. Just don't let them catch you firing your gun, or else it'll engage in combat. Playing around with this mechanic of luring away NPCs made me switch around the demolitionist a bit. You still use your special to lay C4s and your basic attack to blow them up. But now, you only blow up the C4s that you click near, or you can hold your basic attack to blow them all up at once. This is kind of fun just to almost make a trail to lure an NPC towards another location, which could potentially be useful if you wanted to isolate someone to kill them. Another way that you could steal those beers is by buying a round of drinks for everyone at the bar. Then, if you instigate a combat, they may be a little bit too drunk and attack someone else by mistake, and then a bar fight ensues. While they're distracted, you could swipe some beers. Having a big enough bar fight unlocks the Wrangler, whose basic attack is switching between 3 different ammo types: canned beans, eggs, and pistol bullets. Stealing enough items unlocks another host, the Thief. Her special is sprinting, and also leaving behind little dust clouds that charms any enemies nearby. Her SP regenerates slowly. However, stealing fully restores her SP. This means that she can steal something and quickly sprint away from any combat, making her a great way to swipe everything in a room without dying. The last host I've added is the Assassin, whose special is backstabbing enemies, which has a 50% higher chance of doing a critical attack. He is a super fun character to kind of quickly hop around the world by just doing a bunch of backstabs. I'll head into the forest here, and you can see that I can backstab these goblins in the stumps, and then if I kill them, my SP fully restores, so I can backstab, my SP is fully restored because I killed them, backstab again, letting me kind of quickly hop around the world, and it's super fun. With neutral NPCs fully functional now, I can begin making a variety in each world and fill them up. Coding them will be fairly simple, minus the police and the guards that I'll need to add. And the bulk of the work will come from simply making new sprite variations of these characters to fill up the neutral world. This concludes the current development video. Thank you for watching.